Everyone, so today I was about to show you how to choose an image when you want to do some editing, because one of the problems we find when we start with editing and even when we start with photography is basically that we don't know how to choose and we don't know how to focus our time on the picture that we're gonna probably hang on our walls. So I just went to the Alfred Nicholas Garden this morning, and because I wanted to check if the trees are ready for our autumn workshop, and they are. It's really, really gorgeous these days. And I wanted to take a picture of basically this tree. At first I was in the wrong spot. I don't know, it just wasn't pretty enough. I didn't like basically the foreground. But then I turned, I kept going, I kept walking, and I found this angle which was really nice. As you can see, I cut here because I didn't want the grey sky that is really plain and not interesting. So I basically focused on something else. In terms of composition here, what you see is that basically it's not super straight right now, but we're gonna correct that. But basically, we have a third of the photo here that is the tree and the rest of the vegetation, and most of the picture is the reflection on the water. So that's the first thing. So I'm following what's called the rule of third to compose my photo. Second of all, you have a triangle in this photo. You have this here. I hope you can see it properly, but we have the reflection that is quite dark on the left side and on the right side, and then we have this pitch of light here that creates a triangle basically. And the third strong point, I think, for the photo is the reflection. Of course, you have the tree here and you have a perfect reflection. I worked around different settings. I chose a small aperture. I chose a bigger aperture. I was in manual. I used some filters. I tried to do a long exposure, which I don't think actually changed much. Because the water is so still there that literally there's no movement, so there's no interesting effect on the water. So let's have a look. I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to check. You see, basically here we have a bit more light. We're looking at, is it better or not? Maybe we choose all of them, and then we're going to more light here. It's probably too bright in this one. Let's take it anyway. Here the balance is better. I found that my tree is a bit sharper. Here it's very, very dark. I'm just gonna click on it on purpose to show you that when it's dark we actually have problems when editing. Alright, this I like. Here I'm doing, as you can see, I've chosen a smaller f number, and so basically just the tree is in focus, and here it is not in focus, and that's what I wanted to do. But basically we see some movement where before we couldn't. So this one I actually like better. Alright, so let's just choose these ones and see what we can do. So these are images which are extremely, extremely similar, right? So we're not gonna choose all of them, and we're certainly not gonna show everyone the same photo. The one that is too dark is probably not gonna work. I found this one is the best one. My computer is thinking about it. The first thing I'm gonna do is probably check if my image is straight enough. I think it's quite important here because we have water, and when you have water, you don't want water that is in a weird position that really shocks the eye. So I just, as you can see on the right side panel, I'm just changing the angle. There we go. Now, on this panel, as you can see, you can basically change a lot. You can work on the contrast, very contrasty or not. You can work with what's called highlights. You can bring back some light in the shade. You can work on the white, you can work on the black. I'm gonna go for something quite contrasty these days because that's the style I like. And as you can see, it really brightens our tree, and that's what we want to do. The thing is, what I want to focus on is not necessarily this side of the photo, but I want to focus on the tree. So I'm going to push slightly the Vibrance. Vibrance is an intelligent tool that basically helps you saturate your photo, but in a nice way. I always check, to compare what I took. The before on the left side is quite flat and plain, but as you can see, just changing contrast and getting a bit more detail in the shadows really help to have a photo that is so much nicer, and we literally spend 2 minutes on it. On this panel now, I've been going down, scrolling down, sorry. We have colors, and basically with colors we can play around and get some of the colors to show up a bit more. And this is a really powerful tool. This is also a dangerous tool, to be honest. It's important not to play too much because it really needs to stay natural. See here, it was quite orangey on the day, so I'm relatively happy with this. There's no blue, there's no purple, there's no magenta. I mean, yeah, we just forget about it. I'm still not sure about how straight my tree is. Is it better? It's a bit too much now. Better. Alright. We keep going down. I'm just going to add a bit of luminance. Luminance basically help with reducing grain or noise. As you can see here, there's a bit of noise, which is pretty normal, where with the luminance on, it is slightly softened. Luminance is great when you're working with colors because colors don't like grain, really not. The rest is not interesting for us today, and I don't want this video to be too long. I'm just applying a filter here to help basically reduce the white in the foreground because I don't want it to be too important. I don't want the eye to be attracted to this area. It's really not what I want to do. Now I found that my tree here, the reflection is a bit in the dark, so what I'm gonna do is, see, I'm just using the brush just in this area, and I'm gonna make sure that a tree shows its colors. I'm gonna do it again because I'm not happy. Probably just here. Alright, let's do it again. I want more light, but I don't want basically the water to change too much. It needs to be subtle. It's not easy, and that's something you learn to do with time. You definitely don't want the reflection to be too strong compared to the tree. That would just not make sense. But you don't want it to be too saturated either. So basically you really need to be careful with what you're doing. Lightroom is a very powerful tool, and therefore you need to use it carefully. One of the first things that beginners do usually is pushing on saturation, pushing on contrast a lot. During the editing workshop, I will show you what numbers are good on this right side panel, what's a good idea to be pushing and what's not a good idea to be pushing. Because it's very strong, you could end up with photos that are not natural enough. Alright, so at the end, you see I have photos that I'm quite happy with. If we compare with the first photo, which was what some people call souk, straight out of camera. You can tell the difference. It's not cheating, it's just that, you know, the camera is doing an automatic editing and you just don't want to work with that. What we have after on the right side is basically much more punchy. It's much more dynamic, isn't it? Alright, because I'm happy with it, as you can tell here, if you have been to my classes, this is really silly because I'm always using this f number 1.4. This is like my favorite. I was using my 20mm lens. Yeah, so these are basically my go-to settings when I shoot. Now I've tried different things. If I go, see, this one was basically the speed was too quick, and that's why we're in the dark. As you can see on the histogram here, we're all on this side, and it's just too dark. We're this one. Of course, it's dark, and it was dark on the when I took the photo. But you see, you get more detail here on the white. Now, if I go to this one, you see I've tried something different. I've tried something a bit more like, yeah, what people expect from landscape photography. Basically, I chose a big F number to make sure that everything is in focus. And because I had the filter on, I got to actually push a bit and I opened my lens for 10 seconds. The difference with the first photo that we've been working on is look at the water. It's blurry on purpose. All right, that's what it does. It's slightly blurry because it's slightly moving. And when you open for 10 seconds, basically, the water is moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a bit lazy. And I'm just going to do a Command C if my computer wanna work. Yep. I copy the settings that I've been using here and I'm pasting on this photo that I actually like too, and see what happens. Of course, because the photo is different, it's not exactly right for this photo, but you know what? It can be interesting to do a copy paste first and then change what you need to change. What doesn't change is this. You see, the highlights didn't work. It's because we opened for such a long time. Like we had a bit of light coming in, and therefore we need to change that. It's actually quite nice right now. You see here, I had to use the brush, and I kind of like this effect. We have lots of shade here on the side, where this one is more balanced. I really wonder which one I prefer, to be honest. I kind of like this one. I only find that this part of the photo is a bit too, maybe a bit too bright, so I'm just pushing down the highlights like this. Basically this area changes, and I've been opening a bit more the shadows. You see the shadows are like pushed at like 94%. It's a lot. Alright, so I like this one too. Let's see what else do we have. In terms of settings, we have 5 seconds here and 6.3 as an F number. Not sure I like this one so much. You see the problem with long exposure, if you have something swimming on the water, well, when it's 5 seconds, they move. It's not too bad, but yeah, not sure about this one. This picture, 2 seconds. 6.3 for the aperture. And this one. I really think I'm gonna do a copy paste again. See how that goes. I really like either this one or this one. Maybe this one is too dark. What do you think? Slightly too dark. I think I like this one better because of this. Because of the rings on the water. because this isn't sharp because we're using 1.4 and basically only the tree is sharp, and that's just what the lens is doing. That's pretty normal. I think I like this one better. We haven't done the brush on the second photo. Alright, I might organize like a vote and see what you guys like. And if you prefer the one with the long exposure, basically, where the water is slightly blurry and but where more or less everything is in focus, or if you prefer the 1.4 one. It's just the major difference between them is, do they have the circles or not? That's it. Alright, so I'm choosing these two, and I choose export because I'm gonna be sharing them on Facebook. I'm gonna choose, I'm gonna limit their size basically to make sure that, first of all, it doesn't take too long to upload, and that people can view them easily. Here we go. So as you can see here, Lightroom's working. It's gonna take just a few seconds or minutes, and then yeah, I will be able to share them on Facebook. All right, so I hope that helps. This is basically the workflow that I'm using when I'm doing landscape photography, working on contrast, working on the colors, but also analyzing my composition, because that's the most important. So it's a combination of choosing the right combination of settings of what I've done in camera and what I can do with the composition. So it's technical, but it's also it's artistic in a way, because yeah, it's all about taste at the end of the day. So this is the type of content that we're going to be covering in our editing for photographers workshop that's going to be held in Belgrade every month. So once a month we're going to have a workshop in my little studio. It's going to be quite exciting because we're going to work on your photos. I'm more than happy to share some of the rows that I have around with you guys if you don't have photos that you're happy with. But we're gonna, it's more than just editing. I mean, it's also about defining a style for your photography. It's also about understanding and answering questions that you may have about photography in general. So like, we're gonna speak a lot about composition, and actually this class is gonna help you to take better photos in the future, because you're gonna understand what you can do afterwards. All right, I hope this helps, and see you tomorrow.